Hey everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is lesson number 1, where we are targeting our waistline at the absolute basic of basicness, which is a foundation and a fundamental. So grab a chair or something that allows you to move your upper body and also keep you from slipping. You don't want something that when you move, it moves with you. You want it to stay on the ground. And let's get started. First thing you probably noticed, I don't have a fancy headset because I have some audio issues. That is with the TBI, which is my brain injury. So I have this fancy mic here that works really well. So I will be using this unless I'm doing my voiceovers after. So what you want to do is be seated. This is after the warm-up, of course. So I have my fancy handy dandy little tie I have here, and I'm in a nice comfortable outfit that can allow me to move. Right, so what we're gonna do is, sitting on your seat, you're going to move in a circle. And what I mean by that is, let me turn to the side for you. You're going to try and draw a circle with your sitting bones. And you could feel them because they're contacting the seat. 2 specific points on either side. Right, just like that. So you could think of it as sitting on like a circle or a point, and the pad is just rotating. Good, just like that. So now that we have that feeling, and also doesn't matter how you look, matters is you're comfortable. And I mean by appearance, I know some of us can be a little self-conscious about this area. I think you look wonderful, so there's no need to worry there. So we're just gonna keep rocking like that. And this is going to really help us get accustomed to that movement. And if you can see here, my feet are coming up. And if I want to bring that down, I just kind of hold it on the floor, and then they stop moving, but the pattern is still here. Good, I'm still making my circles, so just keep making those circles. Excellent. Great. So now what we're going to do is we're going to lean to one side, lean to the other side. Just like that, coming up and off your sit bones. And again, making everything familiar. So I'm coming off. I'm not coming too much out, but enough that I'm technically up. Good. So just rock with that for a second. Really, really cool. And if you have a playlist going on in the background of your choice, or if it's mine from my Instagram bio link, which leads you to a Spotify playlist, that's totally cool. Or if you just want to hear the sound of my voice, that's awesome. So we're just doing this, we're just rocking. Now see if you can rock and move yourself in that circle at the same time. So you're coming up and around. And just like all things good, we got to go in the other direction too, right? So if you've been going to the right, go to the left, and vice versa. Good. Really, really good. Don't mind me holding this. I'm also getting my exercise in. Very nice. And what that looked like to the front is this. Really, really fun. And if I was going the other way, just like that. Now, if you're more advanced, you could guess what this move is the precursor of. I mean, of course, the whole theme here is whining, right? Are we going in the other direction now? But I'm breaking down the fancy moves that you see and making it accessible and also transferable, because we want to be able to, well, if you're like me and you like exploring dances of other cultures, then taking one skill set from one and putting in the other makes it a lot easier. So if I am taking it from Caribbean dance, so we're going to go lift our leg up now, hips up. If I'm taking it from Caribbean dance and I want to take it to Middle Eastern dance, or Polynesian dance, I would have unlocked this region. Good. So that's what we're doing today. We're focusing on unlocking this region. And there were so many benefits around here. Now, this region is something that holds a lot in terms of emotional trauma, all sorts of things. So it's not uncommon if you feel uncomfortable, but it's also not uncommon if you feel a huge amount of relief after this. Good. So I'm picking up my feet as I'm going along, and I'm really just playing around with it. Good. Now what I like about this is it's friendly, right? If I had gone straight to the floor and I was sitting on my knees, it would be a different story. So we're just rocking. Now what I want you to do is, now that we've got that down, sorry, I'm just looking at the timer here. I want you to move from the hips, right? How we were doing before, and we were kind of coming up, but really sit into it. Really push down into those sit bones. Instead of lightly sitting, like this was lightly sitting on top and rotating, you want to pick that spot that you're planted on. So I'm planted this way. And now instead of using my feet and, just being airy about it, as I like to say, I'm very descriptive in my movements. I want to be grounded. I want to be strong, like a tree or a tree trunk, right? So the roots now have been planted, but I'm still moving in that circle. So I have been moving to the right. I'm going to move to the left now. Good. Just like that. And feel free to close your eyes. That helps a lot. And just really picture yourself going around and the other way. Good. And there's no judgment here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go really slow and make full circles and accentuate and exaggerate the movements here. So before I was, strong and sturdy and just keeping myself like this. Now I'm really gonna just let my body move. Well, as much as I can, I'm holding a microphone, but I want you to do that. So I'm gonna turn to the side so you see what I'm talking about. I really want you to go into it. Maybe I should hold with this hand and go the other way. The reason I was holding it with this because it's coming out. Now, if for some reason the sound dropped, you wouldn't be hearing this, so I would have switched to voiceover. Really good. So I'm going to come back to the front, and we're going to do just a couple more raises up. Good, and I'm sure by now you're feeling a lot of this area being worked. Good, and I'm keeping my feet up and light, and I'm just swaying. And now I'm going to sway, but I'm going to pull my upper body away from my lower body. Really making big separation. So see how I'm pulling myself away? I'm going to pull it away on this side too. I'm going to pull and I'm going to pull. Good. So we're grounded. We're moving. Upper body is moving, lower body is grounded, but you can feel very much that hip region moving. With all that's aligned here. Good. Core is engaged, core is moving nice. Good. So now we're going to bring it back in, right? Smaller movements. Good. And back to our bring it around town. But this time we're going to really bring the upper body up and around one direction and the other direction. Just like that. And from the side view, what it looks like this. I'm keeping myself forward, but I'm going around. Good. And of course, naturally, you're going to want to come back. Now here, just make sure you really engage your abs so that you don't strain your neck when you go back. So it's kind of like leaning back, but here is really, really supporting you because we don't have time for any strains. Excellent. So that's today's lesson. Make sure to practice it. You could practice it to a whole song. You could practice it to parts of a song. What I like to recommend is do each exercise for 30 seconds in one direction, take a 15-second break, go in the other direction, do it for about 3 times, and you'll really start to feel a difference. So that is today's lesson. Thank you for joining. Don't forget to like, share, follow, subscribe. This is YouTube now. I totally forgot about that. And yeah, my name is Johannah Venti, and I can't wait to see you back here. If you're not already following me on TikTok and Instagram, go hit that follow button, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Awesome.